Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city out, it's time to vote off. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the pop ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls to you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit fit, time shoot. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fierce taste, he told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how the crackers turn this child into a ghost town. Hope it stop there, I lay their game down.
You can't even go to certain countries, especially a Muslim country. If you're white, you can't just really be going to any old country because so many people hate Americans, man. And they hate Americans for a reason. There were atrocities being done. See, America has a history of doing violent, evil acts to people. But God is not playing with America, man.
That's right.
That's why we watching Florida on the news. And you black people in America, you got to find out who you are. See, when black people came here and got stripped of their identity, you've been trying to find your way back ever since.
Right.
You became a Christian. Your brother became a Muslim. Your cousin became a Hare Krishna or some other Buddhist. You done been trying, some of you done joined the conscious community. Right. Some of you believe you're the descendants of the Egyptians.
Right.
All of that is false. Why is it black people are the only people that seek out so many identities? Because you're the only people whose identity has been totally stripped from you.
Right.
You're the only people who they robbed your entire identity. Right or wrong? Was not our identity robbed in slavery? Let me tell you something, man. This is an honest white man. Now, we're talking about a very sensitive topic. Some black people scared to even come near us when we talk about these sensitive topics. But this white man, because he's decided in his heart to be an honest white man, he can just answer honestly whether he agrees or whether it's for or against him. He's just laying it out straight. A lot of atrocities were done here that have not been reconciled. You understand? Salakia. That have not been reconciled in this country. And those things are now going to be reconciled by God. See, America had a time where they could have gotten it right. They could have tried to fix the thing. But that time is up now. Now, America got to catch the judgment. One of the biggest judgments they're going to catch is from not bringing out the true identity of black people. If I told you today your true identity before you went into slavery, black people in Nashville would think I'm crazy. You would say, man, send that brother to the psych ward because there's no way he could be straight on what he's saying. But I'm here to let you know a secret, brother, that's going to be spread around the world. That blacks in America that came to America are the descendants of the Hebrew Israelites. You're reading about them in the Bible. Did you know that Moses was black? And I dare you, I will prove it to you today. I want somebody to challenge me on that. Somebody needs to say, prove to me that Moses was black. Did you know it's in your Bible, man? Prove it? Uh-oh. We got a challenge now. He asked me, and listen, I appreciate his intelligence. He said, well, look, you saying it, well, prove it then. If you say that Moses was a black man, prove it to me. I'm going to prove it to this man. He's right for asking it. Black people, you got to ask questions now. You don't understand what it means to come out of slavery. When you come out of slavery, it means you come out. I'm glad to be up in here with y'all tonight. Because tonight is, I like to come out on this night. This night is a real night of black culture. Like, you want to hear about real hip hop culture? You're about to hear about some real hip hop culture tonight. Right. You're going to find about real black culture
and what our real life was about and what it was like. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. And I like this. I like this night. You know why I like this night so much? Because going over what we're going to go over tonight, the Lord's Hachaanakah, going over this night, you can't love the other nations going over this. Going over this, you're going to understand the justice and the injustice that the other nations have enjoyed on us for so long. And one of the hardest things, as you study the scriptures, one of the hardest things to get our people to do is to not join the other nations to our destruction. That's one of the most difficult things for us to grasp. That's why Christianity works so well in America. Christianity works so well because it's so easy for us to go and join the other nations and throw our whole world away and throw the very safety and the greatness of our people in the trash. It's easy for us to do, and it should not be easy for us to do. And in this time that we're about to read about tonight, our brothers and sisters really stood strong against some evil, evil tyranny. And we living in that tyranny today. You see everything going on with the celebrities, Kanye West, and what's the other one? Kyrie Irving. What's the other brother got the show, the entertainment show? Married to 10 Wives, Nick Cannon, and so many others. And they're not the first. You had Boys to Men in the past. Remember that? You had Meldrick Taylor. I think it was the lightweight champion or middleweight champion. You had a lot of brothers that woke up over time. And now more celebrities, more black celebrities and Latino celebrities are coming out with, videos and TikTok videos talking about our culture and our identity, man. And it's so a right thing for us to look at them and what they did and understand that we must love us and not them. That they have had their fill of the Most High's chosen people. This ain't a holiday of love. This is a holiday of righteous love for the righteous people. So we're going to read a couple chapters tonight. We're going to get into it. This is not a high holy night. For those of you that may not fully understand, this is not a high holy night. This is a dedication that Israel came together on because of what had happened to them. It was such a horrific thing that we're going to read about tonight. And here's the other thing. Understand this. This really happened. They're going to give you dates, names, all of that. This really happened to us. And it's was such a horrific event that happened to us that they memorialized with a dedication to that temple. And now we got Christ coming in who's greater than the temple, who also kept that dedication. If I could get that real quick, get John the 10th chapter, when Christ celebrated this same holiday right here. Christ celebrated this high holy day. And let me tell you something when he celebrated. Christ celebrated this high holy day 197 years later. 197 years after this horrific event, Christ was in the temple still standing on this dedication. This is our culture, man. This is our identity. And we got a right to not let everybody eat us alive. And that's what these brothers understood. And you better understand it too. Because Satan is always trying to get you to find a reason to love the other nations more than your own. Reason for you to give up your identity. A reason for you to lose in life. We love to talk about winning, but we live a life of losing, man. Not these brothers. These are the brothers and sisters that should inspire us, man, to be relentless about our identity. How are we going to be number one? Wait a minute. Kanye West, get me right. Is he the most, they say he's like the number one in something in the music industry. What is he like number one at? Like number one with the sales, number one with the wealth?
Right now, he's the number one stream.
He's the number one stream. Like he's the number one stream, and you telling me, and we number one in everything, and you telling me we can't shape the culture to be beneficial to us? Our culture got to be where we losing and they destroying us. Let me tell you something. Tonight, embrace what I'm about to bring out tonight. This ain't personal. This is not, this was written thousands of years before we even got here in this room. But we should thank the Most High that we in this room, and not just in this room, but understanding what we are reading in this room tonight. So I done prepped enough of it. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to get Yediah to jump in here with me. First Maccabees, first chapter. If anybody wants to ride with me on it, we're going 2 full chapters. So everybody hang for a minute. We're going to get, it's a Saturday night when when we finish this, we're going to break out all the drinks, something to eat, some music.
That's right.
And really enjoy us as a people, man. Oh, you get it on? You're behind me, good to go? All right. Go ahead, you got it.
Put that precept in John first.
Please read that first.
The book of John, chapter 10 and verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication.
This same feast we reading about. Remember, this 197 years later. It was 164 years before Christ was born. Then it was around 33 years when he was about to have this dedication on this last walk. Go ahead,
And it was winter.
And it was winter, just like it is now. It was the winter time when they rededicated that temple, man, and gave us back our culture. Go ahead, that was it on that, right? You got more?
And Yahushua walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
He walked in that same temple on that same porch that Mattathias and Judas and them brought back really from the dead, from what the Greeks had done to us. And boy, if you could see what the Greeks did to us then, you have a much easier time understanding why Israelites are the way they are, and why you should be the way they are, and why they act the way they are towards other nations, man. Every nation's trying to survive in this jungle called the earth, except one. Come on, Yediah, let's get into it.
First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 1.
If you need to, there's chairs upstairs as well, yo. Go ahead. 1 and 1. First Maccabees 1 and 1.
The book of First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened after Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian. The Macedonians came down out of the mountains and became the Greeks. That's where the Greeks started at, up there in those mountains, okay, in the Macedonian mountains. They came down and first joined in with the Arab nations, the northern Arab nations, eventually broke off into their own empire. And after they got strong under Alexander the Greek, they destroyed the Persian Empire, and they started heading south, down towards Egypt, down towards our land. And they were slaughtering and killing and pillaging ever since. And when they got down there, this is what took place. Go ahead,
sir, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
So he set up that Greco-Roman Empire, that empire of Greece set up by Alexander. Now go ahead.
Sir, verse 2. And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the lands of the earth, and took spoils of many nations.
He went and, everybody know the story of Alexander the Greek. They treat him like he was the greatest conqueror in the world, when he was not the greatest conqueror in the world, okay? He was the greatest murderer in the world. And of course, they always gonna make their history better than yours. That's how they do with everything. Leave it to them, give it another 50 years, and hip hop will be just like rock and roll, somebody else's culture. Go ahead,
In so much that the earth was quiet before him.
You got chairs up here in the front, Akim, among the brothers if you're trying to get chairs. Go ahead, you got slot.
Sir.
Nice and quick.
Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries, and nations, and kings, and who became tributaries unto him.
Right, they became tributaries. They started paying him. The wealth was coming into the Greek and Roman Empire, the Greek Empire at the time, billions, just like America is. See how America, they got billions coming in from this business, and billions coming in from that. That's from conquering nations. They conquer your nation and teach you that, it's all about love and we should all come together. Let me tell you something, that philosophy of all nations coming together, that comes from conquering. Greek and Roman conquerors did it to us and put us in that mindset. And Christianity is keeping it going all day long. When this here, this record here was left here for us to unbrainwash ourselves in this wicked place, to get your mind out of the madness that they put us in this place that's kept us destroyed. Come on, you die.
Hachaanakah, sir. Verse 5. And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
Go ahead.
Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive.
Right. He split up his kingdom into what they call the 4 tetrarchs. These were the 4 rulers that ruled the north, south, east, and west of their empire. Okay. Ptolemy ruled the bottom. And then this cat that's coming up next, Antiochus, a real vicious animal. Okay. He ruled the northern part, what eventually became Rome. Go ahead,
Hachaanakah, sir. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. Servants bear rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after their many years.
So they ruled these areas for years. They were putting their sons on the crown in these different areas and building their empire and sucking all the wealth out of the whole world at that time. I'm giving you this background so you could see what came up against poor black people and Latino people, man, and Native Indians. Go ahead,
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
And evils were multiplied in the earth. They stole cultures, robbed nations, did all the manner of evil. What do we got today? We got exactly what took place back then. Every evil idea and culture, right or wrong, going on in this kingdom. Bear with me, y'all. We're going to go run a few verses. Go ahead.
Hachaanakah, sir. Book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed
Ephanes.
Ephanes.
This Antiochus Ephanes, this cat here, he became a real killer of us. A real killer of us. Keep going, you guys.
Hachaanakah, sir. Son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go up and make a covenant with the heathen.
Right, let's go up and make a covenant with the heathen. Remember, if you go back in the history, Alexander the Great, he took over around 333 BC. So by the time this time came, they had been ruling and putting their sons. He had already died. They had been ruling and putting their sons on the throne and gobbling up the resources of the earth. That's what you see going on. That's what the war in Iraq was, the war in Afghanistan. But in our ignorance, they tell us all kinds of things. When there ain't nothing going on in this earth but one thing. That's conquering and enslaving of people. That's all that's going on in this earth. They'll tell you it's it's agriculture, it's science and technology, and it's this. None of that's going on. That's going on. That's a small thing. What's really going on is the conquering of nations, man. The conquering of identities. And yours being the most important one, because yours is the one that's tied to the Most High. Right. Yours is the one that the Lord is standing on. Go ahead,
Hachaanakah,
nice and quick. Go ahead.
That are round about us. For since we departed from them, we've had much sorrow.
And that's your Christians. That's your politicians. That's all those who would be a traitor to the Lord's people instead of preferring and putting them first. Like, this is such a lesson on what happens when you have men that's supposed to be men of God, men and women that's supposed to be the men of God. And instead, they decide to go help the enemy eat you alive. They go let the enemy take over you. This is what happens. Now this is where he's starting at. From here, let's go watch a whole catastrophe take place in this earth. Go ahead,
Hachaanakah, sir. So this device pleased them well.
It pleased them well. They was happy for doing this evil. Go ahead.
Hachaanakah. Then certain of the people were so fortunate herein that they went to the king, who gave them license.
Gave them, like your black politicians, your black religious leaders. They got a license to do things and teach things and be on television and put these things out and brainwash you and to get you to be convinced to join a Greco-Roman world instead of the Lord's world, instead of Christ's kingdom, man, who Christ himself, hundreds of years later, still upheld his dedication, man. Is why the Lord's high holy days is so much better. And again, this is not an actual high holy day, but you get my point. Days the Lord set up and Israel set up to celebrate, brother, is the greatest things that and it's part of us. It's real black culture. We reading real black culture. And here's the thing: real black culture has been in war with Esau since the womb, right or wrong. For those of you that know, they've been at war with with Esau since the womb. Go ahead. And in the near future, they're going to work hard. They're going to work hard to bring everybody into the same mindset. They're going to be working hard at it, to bring your mind, to make you think like they think, to make you a part of them, to make you put down your identity and culture. But for the brothers that do understand it, you should see them on that street. You should see them in these classes. You should see them in these works that's being done. Like, these things are monumental. The things that the brothers are doing. Damn right. Damn right. Because the mindset in this kingdom is so opposite. Come on, you die.
Concert. To do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Tell me what verse here.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
Right. They built a place of exercise. Olympics, sport. Who in here can tell me, why do athletes get paid hundreds of millions of dollars? Anybody? Why is it that they pay a guy $100 million to throw a basketball in a hoop? It's a kid's game. Why did they give him $100 million? Why did they build it here? What was the point? What were they trying to do? Go ahead.
To distract the people.
Thank you, brother. That's the point. Damn right. Give it up. All right, these sports arenas are the Roman circuits. That's what these sports arenas are. They're the Roman circuits. They to keep you occupied, man, with things that, bring you closer to the Roman Empire. That's why they set it up. They saw the resistance of our people. Like, we was resisting this thing, resisting this Greek culture, resisting this Greek identity. And as these brothers that saw it, they said, you know what? Let's go up to the king. Let's get a license. Let's bring more of their culture into our world. Nothing wrong with playing sports. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just telling you what they using it for. Ain't nothing wrong with you throwing a ball through a hoop, but they are using it to try to work our minds away from the Lord. And brother, enjoy the game, but don't get brainwashed. Some of y'all smash the TV. You're arguing in the bar. You in the bar throwing over bottles and drinks. It's like, if they don't win this game, your life going to end. You in the stadium fighting, turning over drinks over a game, which is to keep you apart. And what the Lord wants is your fervent fire to see your nation get built. The Lord wants men that have a fervent, and sisters as well, that have a fervent fire in them to see this nation get well. And brother, they up in here. Don't let me run some names off in here now. Y'all know I get started. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 15.
Come on.
And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant.
Like, as they're trying to bring our nation into the Greek world, they uncircumcised themselves. They went and did the things that was against the Lord. They went out and had pork and, broke all of the Lord's laws to uncircumcise themselves, to make them no longer attached to our covenant. And this is how we ended up like we are today. Same mindset. You know what I mean? You got to be an extremist in the truth.
Right.
You got to be an extreme. You can't be, and let me tell you something. Let me show you some brainwashing. You could become the heavyweight champion of the world and beat the hell out of cats in the ring. Some cats have killed brothers in the ring. Y'all seen the tapes on them. You could expound your anger and energy to your maximum amount in them sports arenas. You can become a football player, brother, and you can smash the bones out of a quarterback. And they're going to cheer you on. They're going to say that was beautiful. But you can never come nowhere close to that when it comes to your identity. when it comes to your culture. You could never be. That's why they so bugged out when they see us on the street. When you the devil, the Bible, then we coming like that. It's like, whoa, what's all this anger about? What y'all are madmen when you doing that over a football game, over a baseball game. We doing it over our identity that's attempted to be wiped out after thousands of years. But we are taught to not have that. In the UBK, you taught to have that. You taught to have that fire in you. You taught to be, you taught to go and never stop going. You can take it as high as you want to go when it comes to this work of the Most High. Barring breaking the law, of course. Go ahead,
sir. And joined themselves to the heathen.
And they joined themselves to the heathen. They brought in these brothers. These brothers became traitors to us and helped bring in the Greek culture, man. When we should be pushing the Greek culture out. Go ahead,
And was sold through Michigan. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 16.
Come on.
Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of 2 realms.
Right. Just like a greedy man. He had a whole empire, but that wasn't enough. He was going to go kill his partners, the other Greeks, and take over their realm. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death.
He went and made a mess of them. Antiochus Epiphanes. He had Ptolemy scared. This cat hold the whole realm. He was ruling the whole realm and was scared of this other cat's realm, and ran and fled and gave him the whole realm. That's how vicious this Edomite was, this Greek. Go ahead,
Verse 19. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and they took the spoils thereof. Verse 20.
Come on.
And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
So some 20 years later, he decided he was going to go back now. He had already conquered them, took over the land, set themselves up in the land. He decided, I'm going to go back 20 years later. I'm going to go see what they done built up since I've been gone, and I'm going to go rob them again. Remind you of something? Reminds me of things like gentrification. You done build up your neighborhood, your house, your city. Here they come along and find some way to steal it back again from you and tell you it's your fault. Tell you the reason that this happened. Hey, what and tell you it's your fault. When all it is Greco-Roman terror that's coming down on you every day, man. We act like this place, like what's happening to us in this place is just circumstance. We ain't got 2 million brothers in jail because of circumstance. These is planned events, man. This is a planned culture, man, and way of life. And it ain't just here. Caribbean, Central, South America, man, all over the place. They killing right now. If you go to a place, I forget the name of the city, but there's a place in California right now. It's right outside of that whole Napa Valley area. And they got mountains all up in there. And Esau is so concerned now because since they made marijuana legal in the United States, they said that there are hundreds of people missing in this valley because they over there up there killing each other over the weed trade. The farmers and their families killing other farmers and their families, taking over their land. Them Romans up in there killing like crazy, so much so that Esau is saying he's gonna have to bring the military in just to get control of that part of California. It's way up in the mountains, supposed to be the perfect condition for marijuana to grow. There are people coming from all over the world joining them families to sell marijuana, disappearing, getting killed. They find their car, come off the cliff. They up there like wild men up there. They said that they got to escort the sheriffs when the sheriffs come in. They got to escort the sheriffs in because the sheriffs might end up dead. That's Greek culture, man. Greek identity. And it is why when Christ returns and takes everybody's stuff, it's going to be justified. It's going to be justified when he come and take everybody's stuff. and set this kingdom upright. Go ahead, you die. I don't want to hold
Come
you.
on, sir. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light.
And the candlestick of light, right there, menorah. That was the candlestick that was set up in that temple, our temple. That was our golden candlestick. How tall was the general? About 4 feet, 5 feet high? About 4 or 5 feet high, solid gold menorah sitting in the temple to light up the main area of the whole temple. Now, there was other candles and stuff in there, but that menorah was about 4 or 5 feet high, filled with candles. That's what you needed anyway. There wasn't no electricity back then. You needed candles to light up the place. Well, this one was the golden one. This one was like the symbol of us. And Antiochus and his army and them came in there and just robbed it blind. Nobody has ever robbed the Roman Empire. Nobody has ever raided the Roman. Has Rome ever been raided? The Roman Empire? I know the country fell for a little while, but they still came back, wiped out the Greeks, and still ruled the empire. Go ahead.
And all the vessels thereof.
And all the vessels. Remember, those vessels were specially made according to the designs that the Lord laid out for different things that we were doing in that temple, the sacrifices and all that. That was our identity and our culture. And in this empire, man, you're taught to not hold on to things like that. You could, like I said, you could hold on to the football team. You could be a Giants fan. No, I don't want to hear that. I'm a Giants fan. But you can't be, I'm an Israelite. This is what I stand on. This is what I believe in. This is what I know to be the truth. You can't put too much energy in standing on that. But the Lord's raising up men to do that. And they in here too. Go ahead, Al.
Sir. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 22. And the table of the showbread.
Come on.
And the pouring vessels. And the vials. And the censers.
They took the whole damn table out of there. The censers, everything that was worth of value in gold, they robbed it from the Lord's temple. Come on, Al.
And the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he had pulled off. He took also the silver.
So he went in there, and even the gold that was on the wall in the temple, they went in there and ripped that gold up off of the wall in the temple and off of anything that was in there that gold was laid over on. Go ahead.
He took also he took the hidden treasure which he had found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proud.
And when you go back and check the story, he killed 40,000 Israelites to take this gold out this temple. I'll tell you that in another part of the story we may come across. He killed 40,000 of us to raid that temple and to steal that gold and to steal that silver. You understand? They killed 1 million over there in Iraq to take over that country, to get that oil. They killed 1 million people over there. I don't know how many they killed in Afghanistan. But judgment is coming for all this, man. Give me a little bit more.
Sir. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 25. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel.
And if I could, let me say this, right? It said it was a great mourning in Israel. Let me tell you something that Black people, Latino people, Native Indian people are very good at. They are very good at knowing who their enemies are. You know what I'm saying? We're very good at knowing who our haters are. You hear us saying it all the time. So all my haters out there, we good at that. We good at knowing who has been messing with us. And we good at it because the Lord made us good at it. You understand? The Lord gave us that. But in this place, we done gave all that up, man. We've given all that spirit up. Thanks be to the Lord for you brothers and sisters in here. And all the brothers and sisters around the world coming into the church. Going on, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Thanks be to the Lord for that. Thanks be to the Lord that you decided to step into the Lord's world and open your eyes and see the truth. Because best believe you're going to come up against many forces that's going to seek to stop you from waking up these brothers and sisters. They tried to stop us. Come on, man. Years and years ago, 8th and H. You know what I mean? I remember them days back then. Where's Shapar at? Shapar in there? I know Shapar. I know you remember about the 8th and 8th day. Forget about General Muhammad, General Mayat, General Kubalamov, all the captains. War learned how to drive on I-95. He learned how to drive, man. Driver was needed. Van was there. Go ahead, Doc. He's like, all right, worked it out. Dedicated, serious brothers, man, and sisters who were serious about seeing this truth come out. Now the celebrities are coming out with it. And it's going to keep spreading. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to resist the right thing. We resisted all the wrong thing. We killing each other over nothing. Over nothing. Why don't we resist the right thing? Why don't we get real black culture together? Somebody talking about we need to get black culture together. We reading about black culture now. Starting with who hated on us. Go ahead.
In every place where they were. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 26. So that the princes and the elders mourned, the virgins and the young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed.
Anytime another nation enters into you and overthrows you and rips your culture and identity apart, like what happened to us in slavery, you're gonna be a people in mourning. Even though you trying to have, an upbeat spirit, but you're in hell in this place. Read the 27th verse. The 27th verse is a real good verse to understand the spirit we're in this place. Even though we pretending on YouTube and TikTok like our lives are wonderful, our people are in absolute hell. In absolute hell in this place. Read 27.
Look at First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 27. Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness.
And now marriage is supposed to be upbeat and wonderful and exciting, and you're supposed to be happy. But it said in these times, those marriages are in hell. Families struggling, starving. You heard all the stories, 70s, 80s, coming around now. Like they in mourning for what has happened to them in their identity. And we're the last ones left, still really mourning over our people as a people. The rest of our people have gone on into the church, gone on into the world. When the bridegroom, when the marriage ceremony that's supposed to be great, supposed to mean the building of us, a new family coming together, children, what I'm saying? Prosperity, land, cattle. You're supposed to watch that neighbor, watch that family grow and kids grow up. You understand? And going to events. Instead, they mourning. And the same here. You mourning in here. You dying of diseases, sexual diseases. Can't keep relationships together. That's not black culture. They want us to think that that's black culture. Some loudmouth broad screaming at you, you screaming at her, y'all throwing drinks at each other in the face. They want us to think that's black culture. That's not black culture. Black culture was these marriages coming together and being amazing. That's why they say it here. The marriage, there's mourning in this marriage chamber. There's mourning in this family. That's what's happening with us now. And only when we break off that culture from them do we start to change and do something different and put on real black culture. Then you start to see us coming up. That's when you start seeing us come up as a people. You start seeing us, coming back to our identity. These studs and this leather and these headbands, this is our culture. This is our identity. We should stand on it. That's what made us be us. You know what I mean? Not Balenciaga. What's it? Balenciaga? Balenciaga. How much, what do they sell? What does that company sell? What are they known for selling? Say again? For purses, right? How much them purses are? Come on, I know you got a couple in that pocket. That's a joke. That's a joke. About $450 for a purse and up into the thousands of dollars for a Balenciaga purse, and they about child molestation. They are full-fledged child molestation organization and selling purses for thousands of dollars. And listen, who's really buying? rich white. Now tell me the truth. Are rich white women going and buying them Balenciagas? They are buying. Okay. We get the knockoff, son. Well, listen, at least we smart enough to do that. You know what I mean? At least we smart enough to not take their culture so serious. You know what I'm saying? But that's the culture that's being put on us. That we being fed. Come on with it, you guys. Nice and loud.
Hachaanakah. Verse 28. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof.
The land was moved for the inhabitants, man. It was hell for us, like it is now. Going to jail, can't get a job. Family broken up. You can't live in your own family's house in many cases until you come into this truth. No kind of training as a people. We lost all the training. We don't know how to raise no kids till we come up into this truth. You don't know how to hold on to no families. You don't know how to do none of that. I didn't know none of that till I got up in here for a good while. You know what I'm saying? I still call Muhammad up today and ask him questions about kids. He younger than me. I'll still be like, should a parent do this or do that? He'd be like, nah, you can't do that. You got to do this. You know, he's an expert at family. He's like a counselor in here, holding this thing down. Big shout out to N.W.O. You know what I'm saying? Like until we got in here, what the hell do we know about anything? Only thing we know about is our own carnal mind. We don't know nothing. We don't know anything. We lost everything. And that's what happened here. Come on with it. Give me some more.
Verse 29.
Work it out back there, y'all. Go ahead.
And after 2 years fully expired, the king said his chief collector
Go ahead.
of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Come on.
Verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them.
And spake what?
Peaceable words.
Came and gave us peaceable word. God love everybody. We should all be one. We can't let hate rule. We all have to be together. All that's brainwashing, man. While you stabbing and killing us, you telling us that culture. Go ahead. Come on with it.
But all was deceit.
But all deceit, all of it was a damn lie. The world you living in right now is a damn lie. This whole world is a lie. None of it is real. You are a slave. That's all. You are a slave in an empire that's trying to go into outer space. And only because Christ is returned are we going to come up out of this slave pit that we've been in for 400 years. And ain't nothing wrong with wanting that. Nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, y'all.
But when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon this city and smote it very sore.
And killed everybody. What verse you at?
Verse 30 in the middle. Sir.
Come on, real fast.
And smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel.
Killed much people of the Lord. Come on.
Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side.
Go to the ghetto in America any day today. That's exactly what they did then. Tore down the cities, man. Wiped us out as a people. Wasn't no accident, man. We are the hardest working nation in the world, let alone in America. Nobody work harder than us in this empire. We should be on the top of the empire. Instead, we're on the bottom of the empire. How did that happen? Go ahead, Al.
Verse 32. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall.
And let me tell y'all, this was such a smack in our face, and is why these type of holidays are so, holidays are so important. Because not only did they take our women and our cattle, after they took our women and our cattle, they went back to the city of David in Jerusalem and built up the city of David in Jerusalem for themselves. So they sitting in the city of David, ruling over us and keeping us out. That sound familiar to y'all? Hell yeah. Go ahead, Al.
And with mighty towers, and made a stronghold for them.
And with mighty towers, they built themselves big towers and made a stronghold for themselves. They sitting right in the middle of us. And the same is in these empires. Go to any major city. Don't you have a downtown area? Heavy police presence, skyscrapers, penthouses, and all the other people around that downtown are living in poverty, are living in hell underneath them. They started this back with the Greco-Roman Empire, which is why we can't invest our soul in this empire, man. You know what I'm saying? There's chairs upstairs if you need more. So go ahead.
Hachaanakah, verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein.
And that's who rules over all these kingdoms, wicked men, right? That sit in these seats, that certify themselves. And this is what happened to us many, many times before. And we had to fight against it. And guess what? We're going to have to fight against it again. But the Lord is going to work with us in this, man. It's going to be beautiful. Go ahead.
God, verse 35. Come on. They stored it also with the armor and visuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid up there, and so became a sore snare.
Right. They just like now, right? When you need insurance, you got to go where? You got to go to them downtown. Right or wrong? When you need the things you need to function, when you got to get a deed for your house, or whatever it is you got to do, you got to go downtown to get it. Right? In some office, some city hall, and that's where they conduct all that business at. That's what they did to us in our land. Set themselves up in the middle of the city and had us all on the outside struggling and starving, while they piled all the wealth and the gold and everything for themselves in there. That's why Christ's kingdom, brother, we can't work hard enough to get it. We can't work. You can work as hard as you want to work. You could never work hard enough to get this kingdom. Go ahead,
God, verse 36. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel.
Right. A place to lie in wait against the sanctuary. Meaning, if anybody went and now wanted to go worship in the temple or go do a righteous act, they would be waiting on them. They could hide there and come and slaughter them when they went to do this. And it was a sore thing to us. And it should be a sore thing to us now. Instead of looking like, and thanks again to the ISUPK, because before ISUPK, and I mean this was damn right, brother. Because what I'm about to tell you is absolutely unique to the ISUPK. Okay, right up to recent time, the ISUPK is the only place that stopped blaming brothers and sisters for their downfall. And here's where it stopped. Also, too, man, y'all got room on this podium. Y'all can come sit on the edge of this podium, wherever you want to get up in here, y'all. If y'all jammed up in there. So let me keep going. Like the ISUPK is the only place that I've ever seen where black people were not blamed for their own destruction. Them purple gay that gay group, up to recently, they was on the air. I think one of y'all made a tape about it and was bringing out how they was on there saying that Trayvon Martin's death was his own fault. Am I lying? They said his death was his own fault because he should have listened to that white man. When meanwhile, that white man had no authority to tell him to do a damn thing. And he ended up dead, and them cats blamed him, which is the mindset of this place. The mindset here is to blame us for what's happened to us, to blame the victim for what's happened to the victim. But the Lord, it takes strong men to not be brainwashed by that. And this ISUPK, those strong men are in here. Them strong, when Matthias and them saw what was happening, which we coming to, I know I'm running a little long, but bear with me because I want you to see this time. I didn't do this last time, but hang with me a little bit because I wanted y'all to see the destructive part and our triumph over the destruction that happened to us. Our triumph over it, man. When I saw that little clip that they played of the Edomite from the Breakfast Club, that Edomite that runs all of that music industry, and when he sat up there and they questioned him about why are you putting out records that promotes, the using of these heavy drugs. And he said, well, you know, after he damn near chastised the host for even asking him the question, then he turned around and came back and said, well, I got people to feed. Like, we got to die on drugs. We got to have drugs, you know, propagated to us, propagandized to us, pushed on us, all so that they could eat. That's the real world. That's real black culture. Real black culture is understanding who your enemy is. We understand it in these songs, but we make our enemy our brothers. You understand? We make our enemies our brothers, when our enemies are the ones who've been wiping us out and bringing us down. That's what Kanye West and all this is about. You want to really know what's going on? We got to stop the brainwashing, man, and get us back to us. A beautiful place we were in, man. Go ahead, tell them where you're at. Give me a little bit more, y'all.
First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 37.
Come on.
Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary.
On every side of the sanctuary. They was killing us. They was killing us. Not only did they steal everything, but then they turned around and just started killing us for every opportunity. Sound familiar? Sound like getting pulled over by the cops for nothing. Sound like getting charges for stuff you didn't do. You understand? Sound like all the games they play with your job and your real estate. Sounds like 33% of your taxes. How are we going to embrace a culture and an identity like this when it is totally against the Lord? And without these records, we would really never know. We would just believe what comes on the TV set. These records, man, are bringing us out of that thing. These records, and it's gonna get crazy after a while. They're gonna be furious and that they can't just rob and pillage us, which we're gonna see now. Come on with it. Give me a little bit more of what they did.
And defiled it, insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them.
Fled, ran, and this happened all over the South. That's how we got up north. We got up in the north, running from the lynching, the Klan, running from them robbing and stealing our land, raping our women. That's why we got out of there, starving us to death. We were literally starving to death in the South. People packed up their families, man, and ran north to try to survive. This is Greek. That's Greek culture. You live in Greek culture, not Hebrew culture, not black people's culture. You live in Greek culture. Go ahead,
Whereupon the city was made a habitation of strangers.
Made a habitation of strangers. You know, other people, we live another man's lifestyle. We live in another man's culture. You turn on the TV, that's not us. It's somebody else that we took on, that we pretended to be, that we're trying to mimic, that we think is our way to success. And Kanye West saw it after they took his family and all of that. He started to see, wait a minute, what's this? A little bit he was able to see. And other brothers too. Other brothers trying their best. These celebrities, you know, getting a little peek. They got their own intentions, but they're getting a little idea like, can I use this to try to free me, try to get this man off my back? That's what they're looking to do. You can't get it but one way. You got to come deal with the priests of the Lord. Prophets of the Most High. You can't get it no other way. Seriously, dealing with coming from the Lord. Come on with it. Give me a little bit more. I'm running.
And became strange to those that were born in her.
Go ahead. Became strange to those that are born in her. We are strange from our identity. We don't know who we are. We are strange from our whole identity. Well, that's what happened to them back then. Go ahead.
And her own children left her. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 39.
Come on.
Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning. Her Sabbaths into reproach. Her honor into contempt.
That's us. Our honor is turned into contempt. People hate us. People can't stand us as a people. They hate everything about us, man. Go ahead,
The book of First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 40. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased.
Right.
And her excellency was turned into mourning.
That's us. Our excellency is turned into mourning, man. We've been devastated as a people. We so devastated we ain't even sure we don't even really know we devastated. We functioning in it like it's normal. This is not normal. This life we live in is not normal at all. It's about to change. Get ready. Go ahead,
God, First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
And that is the culture of the world. Go check all the different empires. Whenever that empire gets in power and starts to rule the earth, the first thing they want to do is get rid of everybody else's culture and give everybody one identity and one culture. America's no different. That's what democracy is. What do they say? We got to spread democracy around the world. Isn't that what they said? They're doing the same thing that every nation that's ever ruled in these kingdoms has ever done to us. And we should be resisting that, man. We have our own culture, our own identity. We have our own kingdom. Hachaanakah. We don't have to follow their culture and identity. We have our own. And we will build our own and raise our own. You know what I mean? You live in the Esau, he act like he make you think that you as a people can't function on the earth without it. Give me some more.
Final concert. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
And they all consented to this, not all, but many of us consented to this man's religion. Many of us are in Christianity today. We consent to this man's religion. We consent to this way of life. Thanks be to the Lord that you came in here. You came in here into this truth. You found out that life was not the way they had. That life is different. That the truth is different. That these scriptures are not saying what they've been lying to us saying that they're saying. And thanks be to the Lord that you don't walk in that light no more. Thanks be to the Father. Go ahead,
and sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath.
That's us today. Sacrificed on the idols. We every religion on earth. Right or wrong? We part of every one of their religions. Go ahead.
God. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 44. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
And give up your gods. Give up your way of life. Give up your culture and your identity. We're talking about a God that parted the Red Sea to give us our culture. That's what we're talking about. You telling us, give it up. Throw it away. Come join the religion of Antiochus. And that whole mindset you hear all over the internet about, we in a modern society, we going to space, and we're going to do this and do that. That spirit is to get you, again, away from your God. But brothers in here, sisters in here, that don't apply. A lot of you brothers and sisters out there that's hearing about the Israelite culture, now's the time. Now's the time to dig in deep and find out about our identity. Because what you don't know is you're on the outside and in the world. And in that world is nothing but death and destruction coming. The brothers and sisters that woke up and came in here, boy, they building a whole new empire. Remember, we used to say this years ago, that Christ is going to build his kingdom while this kingdom is falling. While this kingdom is going down, Christ's kingdom is coming up. All around us. Come on with it. I know I'm dragging. Come on.
Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days.
Right, like they wanted us to purposely stop serving the Sabbath. That's why they took Christianity and said the law is done away with. Bring out the poor. Same spirit. Get away from your laws and your way of life. And our laws and way of life make us great. Bring us up. Make us amazing. Like our greatest kings and greatest warriors came out of that culture and that identity. And we'll get it back again. Come on with it with this tragedy. Go ahead.
Sir. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 46. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and the chapels of idols and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanliness and profanation, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
That's so important, man. It's so important. They do these things in this empire to get you away from the Lord's way of life. You know what I mean? It's hard for black people in America to really even believe in God. We go to church, but we don't really believe in God because, of course, what you believe in, that's what you be doing. But thanks be to the Lord, we had the insight to see this truth and to come out the world and truly believe in the Lord. How you know we believe in the Lord? By the actions that we take.
Right.
By living this law. How you know we believe in it? Because we live in it. That's how you know we believe in it. But they were doing these things, man, to get us away from it, get us outside of these laws. Go ahead. And then made laws against it. But you're gonna see more of that in this empire soon too. Go ahead.
Verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
You would get the death penalty if you circumcise your kid. You get the death penalty if you didn't participate in the festivals of fall. Good, huh?
In the same manner, wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people.
He wrote this to the entire empire. The entire empire had to submit this. You had to worship the Lord damn near in secret. Go ahead.
Commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city.
Right. City by city, they went and made sure you carried those things out. When they went over there to the Middle East, they gave you a good example of it. They went over there to the Middle East. Remember when they started forcing the Arabs to take off those ninja masks that they were wearing? They started forcing them to take it off, but they wanted them to get away from that culture. They started setting up Christmas trees. They had the soldiers holding Christmas in those Middle Eastern countries to get them out of the culture of the Middle East and to get them into their culture. They passed a ton of those laws in France. That's the way of the conqueror, man. And when you recognize you a conquered people, you should be angry about it. And then it should be in your heart to want to build back what was conquered. You know what I'm saying? To get them back for what they did. Go ahead. Don't nobody go out there and, go Rambo out there. That ain't what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about being foolish with it. I'm talking about raising a nation up. Christ's nation. Y'all know what I'm talking about in here. That's really for y'all that's out there listening outside of this truth. Go ahead,
Come. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 52. And many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land. Verse 53. And drove the Israelites into secret places.
Drove us into secret places, man. It also happened in the Roman Empire. You ever grab your hold of a book called the Catacomb, the Unknown Catacomb? We were living underground. I think it can't happen again. We was living underground trying to hold on to our identity. Some of these people are slaughtering us and killing us. You telling me it's a problem that the Lord gonna bring nuclear war down on these empires? Man, please. It's not even gonna be an issue. Go ahead,
God. Even wheresoever they could flee for support.
Anywhere they could flee to be secure. Our lives was in danger in our own land. In our own land, we were in danger wherever we went. They were laying on us, praying on us, seeking to take us out. That's why they flipped the hell out. Get me right on this. They flipped the hell out when celebrities started saying they was Israelites. Well, they went berserk. Even Don Lemon got up there and said it's a conspiracy theory. I have never, ever heard a reporter call a religion I've never heard a reporter call a religion a conspiracy theory. I've never heard it. I've never heard that. Don Lemon said it right on CNN. They went into a panic. They in a panic right now over some of them celebrities. Confiscating their bank accounts, doing the Roman thing. You don't want to adhere to this Greek Greco-Roman mind. We're gonna rob and steal everything from you. That's what's going on in front of your eyes, man. And wise men of knowledge understand it and seeing it, and guess what? Raising up more men behind it. It's gonna spread. This is the time too. Go ahead,
God. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 54. Come on. Now the 15th day of the month, in the 145th year, he set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side.
Everywhere you went in Jerusalem, they had statues of Zeus. They put a statue of Zeus in the temple and set a table up in the temple and started sacrificing pigs on the altar that they had set up on this table. And Zeus standing behind the altar. They in the temple. Zeus standing up 10 feet high inside the temple. And they killing pigs and roasting the pigs on the daggone altar in the Lord's temple. Like as mockery. I said, this is how you supposed to, this is who you're supposed to worship. That's why I could never worship Christianity. In a million years, I could never be a Christian. In a million years, I could never be a Muslim. You understand? You should never be any religion of any other nation, because this is how you become. You become a person that worships another man's religion by him conquering you. Go ahead.
First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 56, 55.
Go ahead.
And burn incense at the door of their houses, right, and in the streets. Verse 56. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law,
took our records out and ripped the records up, took them scrolls and ripped them scrolls up off of the staff. After a while, you're gonna see some serious Bible burning. After a while, you're gonna see them some serious. They're gonna be like, we need to get rid of this book. This book is causing division. This book is a problem. What you gonna see after a while? They're gonna start burning up these Bibles. They're gonna start banning them on certain social medias. They're gonna start all that as we get closer and closer to the end, because these records are so amazing for us. Go ahead,
sir. Verse 57, verse 56. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they had found, they burned them with fire.
Damn. Go ahead.
First Maccabees 1 and 57. And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
You would die and caught you with these records. You would die. Man, we should wake every brother up that's in these ghettos and these prisons, man.
Right.
And in these streets. Sisters as well, that's out of their mind and struggling. We should wake every last one of them up. We should pull every last one of them out of hell. And get them to realize that this was not their fault. It's happened to them because of the culture of the Greeks, man. Give me a little bit more.
Verse 58. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month.
Your politicians, your religious leaders are monsters, man. They're monsters. They do these things by their authority, man. All right, let me jump over to 2 if I could and get a little bit more. I'm running short on this time. All right, and then we're going to get into the dedication and we'll be finished.
Second Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 1. It's like the first Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 1. And in those days arose Mattathias as the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Dorel.
And that's what you are now. Christ came and died and to raise you up to be a priest. This is what real priests are like. This ain't that sodomite sitting in the church. This is what real priests of God are really like. You ever want to understand what is a real man of God really like? And what is he really like? You about to read about one right now. This is really how it's, and listen, and it's so black. Am I wrong on this? It's so black. Like this type of priest is just how a black priest would be. A real brother who had no tie, no chains on his hand. This is how he would really act. Go ahead,
from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modena, and had 5 sons. Jonan called Titus, Simon called Lassie, Judas, who was called Matthew.
Right, he had 5 sons. And obviously these brothers had grown up, stuck with their father, worked with him, built him up, built themselves up. These wasn't no slouches. And let me tell you, in Israel, when you go back and trace our history, we did a lot of things according to family. Whole families ran churches for Christ. You go back and read that story. Brothers had churches in their whole house, and their whole family was working for the church, for that so-called church. I'm just using the term church, I mean school. You trying to get a spot? You trying to get a seat?
Yes.
Come. Oh, okay. If somebody need my key, somebody want to do upstairs, like I said, they got everything out of there. Okay. All right. You got 2 more? You got 2 more up here in the front, y'all. Anybody need it? Y'all come on, squeeze in, man. Yeah. What does the scripture say? How beautiful it is? You might break it down. Go ahead.
Sir.
Keep going.
Back of this called Eleazar, called Abraham. And Jonathan.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, some of y'all brothers, if y'all wanted to give up your seat, you could. If you wanted to, that's all. Go ahead.
Whose surname was Apis. Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, woe is me, wherefore I was born to see this misery.
Right. Woe is me. I was born to see this misery. He's seeing this misery, man, and he heartbroken. And once again, that's the UPK, brother. In here, we heartbroken to see what happens to our people. We ain't in here acting like, this is black people's fault. We in here looking at this like this is a tragedy that's happened to us by being under these other nations, man. Like, how you gonna be mad at black people for wanting to help themselves? That's insanity in this condition, in this time. Give me some more.
And of the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Her temple has become as a man without glory.
As a man without glory. Let me tell you something. We are in that place. We are like a man without glory as a people. We in captivity under them, mentally, emotionally. Come on.
Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
You hear that? Is that not today? Is that not what we dealing with today? And now you can't physically pick up arms against this evil, but you got 1,000 other ways that you can push back on this evil. The Lord knows we need to do it in here. Go ahead.
Come on. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom?
Yeah, what nation didn't get a part in here? What nation did not eat us alive? Tell me that's not today. Come on with it. Tell me that every nation is not getting a part of us right now. Tell me that every heathen is holding on to their God, their identity, and eating us alive. And we wrong for saying that we should take our culture back. We should raise up our mighty men. We should strengthen our culture. Brother, please. I love this night. I love this night. I love this. It feels like a night of rebellion. They be talking about the purge. This feel like the purge. The purge of them. Purging their ass out. Go ahead.
And God never spoiled. All her ornaments are taken away.
Read it again.
All her ornaments are taken away.
All her ornaments, all the things that made us beautiful, man. Our mightiness. We got brothers running up the field in tights. Nothing wrong with playing football. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? We ain't warring to save the brothers out of the gutter. And here's the thing. Esau, in all these cities, Esau tries to be the cops, the fire department, the EMTs. You know why? Who can tell me why? Why does Esau always seek to get the jobs as the cops, the fire department, the EMTs? Why do they always seek them jobs out? Why is it in all major cities, with all these black people, they are the ones that hold those jobs the most, even though you 3, 4, 5 times as many as them? Now, come on. Give me more. Give me more. They want the appreciation of us. Come on, walk me right to the door. I see y'all got the universal right answer for everything. like when in doubt, just go to that. You right on it now. They want to be the hero. They want to be the hero. What's another name for a hero? Thank you. Or shorten it for me, Doc. Shorten it for me. Shorten it for me. Close, but stay on that. Thank you. That's it. Like they want to be the savior. They want you looking at them as the savior. They want to be the savior because guess what? If I'm starving you, but I'm saving you, can you hate me for it? You're going to still have to love me and look at me as the hero. Because although I'm starving you, I'm also the one saving you from death. That's why our mind is so messed up here. Why we so brainwashed here. Because the same one that's showing himself to be your savior is the same one that's starving and killing you spiritually the most. He's the same one that's turning your religion around. He's the same one murdering your baby in the abortion clinic. But he's still the police officer, the fireman that comes in your house to save you out of that. The ambulance man that come pick you up off the street. That's him. These brothers here, they didn't get to be, they decided they were going to be the same. And guess what? You're the heroes in here. You're the heroes. And listen, how you know you're the hero? Because Christ said he's going to write you in a book. He said your name's going to be written in a book for the acts that we do up in here. Squeeze it in, y'all. Squeeze it in. Go ahead.
Of a free woman, she has become a bondslave.
Right. We was a free woman, man. And freedom, brother. You hear them Edomites talking about freedom? They about that business. They love that freedom. They losing their freedom. But they love that freedom. Black people need to know what that's like. Latino people need to know what that's like. Native Indians need to know what that's like. Come on with it, Doc. A little bit more.
And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste.
Right. Our glory is laid waste as a people. This is what Mattathias saw. He saw the horror of us. And every brother and sister in here should look at our nation, man. On nights like this, you should look at our nation and see what we've suffered up in here. And see what our people, and look at our suffering. Look at us in the face. Look at us on the bus. Look at us on the train. Look at us on them jobs. Look at what's really going on with us. You say you talking to me?
No.
Salaki, go ahead. All right. Go ahead, Jai.
It's laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
And the Gentiles have profaned it, man. They have destroyed it. Shamed us as a people, man. We destroyed it. Come on. Take me to the back.
First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 13. To what end thereof shall we live any longer?
Yeah, that's the man that's in the right. You want to know about what a real priest is? That's a man that sees the fall of his people and say, man, what's the point of living? What's the point of living? That's what Mattathias saw. He was like, what's the point of even living? Go ahead,
Verse 14. Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt.
They wondering why you blazing like you blaze on these corners. You in mourning. And wondering why they ain't in mourning. When they should be in mourning. All these beautiful people, man. We are an amazing people, man, these 12 tribes. We are an amazing people, all destroyed in hell. And for not a short period of time, for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years of this. Go ahead.
To make them sacrifice.
Go ahead.
16. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man.
They love to buy out a black man. Hey, real quick, just a sidebar. We got about another 30 minutes. But if y'all want to start eating now, we can go. Y'all can go ahead and start eating. I want to hold everybody up. You can go ahead and start eating. We're gonna run for about 30 more minutes, and we're gonna be done with this. I'm gonna just finish this out and go straight to the story of the Maccabees, and then we'll be done. All right. So I'll get for not having enough room for y'all. We're gonna make an adjustment for the future. All right. Let's keep on getting it on. Good. Sure. What you trying to get me? Go ahead, I'm with you, Doc. Hang with me, y'all. 30 more minutes. Hang with me. Y'all want to start eating? We can go ahead and start. We'll be done by 9. Go ahead.
And in this wise, an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Verse 18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment.
And so they try to get this brother, this priest of God, this man of the Lord, they try to get him, because they know everybody's listening to him, which is exactly what happens to you. When you get out on the street and you spit in that fire and the Spirit of the Most High is in you, that fire that's coming out of you is the Holy Spirit of the Lord. And that spirit that's coming out of you, that zeal that's inside you, Black, Latino, and Native Indian people, they don't have a choice but to listen to you. They don't have a choice but to hear you. There's not an Israelite on this earth that could hear the words of the Most High and just ignore it. They might pretend to ignore it, but everybody knows about this truth and heard about this truth. There ain't no getting around it. You can pretend like it don't exist, but it's all everywhere right now. And so when you do that, you have influence, real influence over the Lord's people in their right and in their wrong. These Greeks understood that and went to priests of the Lord and tried to get them to come up off of their stance, to come up off of their extreme way about the Lord. And felt like they could, because as you go into the story, they had plenty of time to weaken our nation. They was all up in our nation. They was running the city of David. They had already burnt up the temple. So they figured Matthias and his sons, man, if they come, then everybody will follow suit and listen to them. Come on with it, y'all.
Like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah.
Y'all hold it down a little bit back there. Go ahead.
And the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends.
Right. He's saying, look, if you come on and join us, so shall you're going to be loved by the king. You're going to be in the king's house. You're going to get riches and wealth. Is that not what happens today? It's exactly what's happening to us today. But it's all about the change. Beautifully. Go ahead.
And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
Go ahead.
So the first Maccabees.
And listen, and they do that. Them preachers, they live in laws for a reason. They live it on top of the world for a good reason. They live it on top of the world because they are the ones that are brainwashing us to keep our mindset in this place, man. Instead of turning to the Lord so he can begin to take us up out of here. Go ahead, please.
First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 19. Then Matthias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion, obey him and fall every one from the religion of their fathers and give consent to his commandments.
Right. Everybody left their religion. That's how it is today with America. We should all love everybody. You can believe in whatever God you want to believe in, but we all should just be one. No, this God that you believe in, you can't be one with everybody. Because this God you believe in understands that if you're one with everybody else, then everybody else will be eating you. And you'll be the one that's being gobbled up alive like we are today. Go ahead,
Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
No matter what, Matthias said, man, we're going to walk in the covenant of our fathers, man. We're going to keep these commandments, man. We're going to look at you for who you really are and what you've really done. We're going to instead, and let me tell you something too, if I could, sidebar. Let me tell you something. When you take a liking to, when you take the mindset of loving your people, you automatically stop loving them.
Right.
Because how can you love, if you see a stray, this is hypothetical, you see a stray cat and you have compassion on that cat, and you see this cat is ripped up and bleeding and it's leaning over, and you have compassion on this cat, and then comes the dog that's been ripping on this cat, that's about to rip him again. Can you love both of them at the same time? You're gonna have to stop the dog,
right,
if you care about the cat.
Right.
Or otherwise you're gonna have to love the dog and let the dog just kill the cat.
Right.
You can't try to love both of them. Because one is preying on the other. Well, that's us. How you gonna love them and you when they're preying on us? And it's damn near like it's damn near like they require you love them, and that they require you don't love you as much. Like you gotta love them, even though you want to give some love to you, you gotta still have some love. You can't be mad at them for what they doing to us. And that's madness. That's insanity, man. You gotta love us. We got to see the best in us. We got to pull the worst of us. Mattathias said he didn't give a damn how many people turn their heart to this place. He didn't care none of that. And listen, that's why once again, here in the ISUBK, oh man, we paved our own road up in here. Ain't nobody, we ain't follow suit behind nobody. You know what I'm saying? We ain't jump on board. We ain't jump on board with some because we like somebody else. They love to say, well, the Hebrew Israelite movement comes out of the Black Liberation Movement. Oh, hell no. We don't come out of nobody's movement. We come out of studying these scriptures and finding out we the chosen people of the Lord and walking with the Most High, and that's it. That's our beginning, and that's going to be our end when we set up in that kingdom of the Lord. That's the walk we walk. You understand? So, man, let me tell you something. What's so beautiful about it is that we can say with a surety that our mind is our own because we didn't follow nobody else. Our mind is ours. We think clearly in the mindset of these scriptures without nothing, influencing us in any kind of way, man. And thanks be to the Most High for that. Go ahead, you die.
God, First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse. First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 21.
Go ahead.
God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words.
Right. I'm with the brothers that can try to match us in tenacity. Brothers in here that sacrifice family, children, wealth, money, all kinds of things. Their safety, their freedom, and in some close to their own lives to keep this truth, to keep walking in this truth and keep this truth going. I'm yet to see somebody else have that kind of tenacity. I hear them talking. I hear the buzzes, but I ain't seen the work. I ain't seen the courage in it. I ain't seen that, but I see it in here. And it's an amazing thing to see. Go ahead,
God. To go from our religion either on the right hand or the left.
That's a priest of God. To the right hand or the left, that is a priest of the Lord. Go ahead,
verse 23. Now, when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in sight of all to sacrifice on the altar.
Right. This was one of the ones that today we would call a Christian because he's in the religion of the Greeks, and he decided today he's going to, right in front of Mattathias and all, he's going to go and, join the Greek way of life. Go ahead. Same like us with these fraternities. You don't have to join a fraternity to go to college. You go to college, what the hell you got to join a Greek fraternity for? Right. You got to take on their practices, commit yourself to them. Don't they got to take an oath in that thing? You got to take an oath and forget about all the violating things that they have you do, all the humiliating, violating things. You know what I'm saying? They said they put George Bush butt naked in a coffin or a tub or something like that and urinated on him. I think they showed it in some movie. You know what I mean? Like when did you have to do that to get an education? That don't make no sense, man. Go ahead, y'all.
Which was at Modin according to the king's commandment, which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his rage trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
He killed this guy on the altar. And this when you go back and read this story, this was not an Israelite, this guy. These were people that they brought in and decided that they were going to now, sacrifice and do the things that we're supposed to do in Jerusalem. But they had already brought heathens in. He couldn't take it no more. He went up in there, man, and put their cat to death. Like, if not for the Lord telling us that we to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, we would fix Black America overnight. That's right. We would fix Black America overnight. These priests of the Lord, brother, will come down on this nation like you've never seen before. And it would get this nation together, and then it would get Esau together as well. It would get him together as well. But we can't do that yet. Christ said, wait till he rises up to the prey. But make no mistake, this is the spirit of priest of God. This is how a man of the Lord is supposed to be. And I pray to see so many more young men come up with this spirit that really commit themselves to the Most High and decide to walk this walk for the Most High. You know what I'm saying? If the Christ is king, like certainly you could never serve a better king than a king that allowed himself to die first for everybody else. You can't serve a better king than that. You understand? Go ahead. I'll take me on in. So he slew him on the altar. Then get me through the part where he keep going. Keep going. I'll tell you. I'll stop. Yeah.
First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 25. Also the king's commissioner who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down.
And in these times we slay them with the wisdom of the Most High. We can't go, take their head off, but we can crush them lies that they teach. We can obliterate them lies. And we have done an amazing job with these Christians. Like the Christians don't hardly come up and battle y'all no more like they used to. Some of them corners be quiet as hell. I'll be like, I don't see no beef, nothing. Quiet. But they've come up against this force of truth so many times that many times they got to throw their hands up on it. Because you can't deny this truth. You can't deny this is being moved by the Most High. And our people will never be able to say. Go ahead,
Hachaanakah, verse 26. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phinehas did unto Zamir, the son of Salum. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city.
They fled to the mountains and got the hell up out of there. Left everything they had to go up to the mountains. And brother, it was the best investment they could have ever made. They made that sacrifice of everything that they had. And they turned around and brought back the nation of Israel. We're going to read about the dedication of that temple now and be finished with it. Like, they brought that nation back. And 190-something years later, Christ was in that temple. That same temple, Christ was in that temple worshiping the Most High. Christ was in that temple holding that same dedication almost 200 years later. They preserved our lives for hundreds of years. Priests to the Lord is everything to the Most High. Right. Like when they come to a nation, the Lord don't need politicians. He don't need politicians. He got priests. He got prophets. That's what he utilized. These religions utilize these little religious leaders. But God, he gets a priest. He gets a prophet. He gets a man of God. The question is, are you going to be a man of God? I ain't talking about y'all in here, but we know what's in here. I'm talking about those of you out there that's hearing these words. Take me to the Maccabees. Then I want to come back to this, to the prayer. I'm not going to do the prayer now in the 24th verse, second chapter, 24th verse, but I want to come back to this prayer at the end. Just take me to the dedication of the temple itself, all right? Let me get what you want.
You want me to start at verse 52, sir? I'll break down.
Let me see. You at 52?
4:52, sir.
Count. No, go above it a little bit if you would.
Hachaanakah, sir.
All right.
The book of First Maccabees.
Start at 36 if you could.
Hachaanakah, sir. Hachaanakah. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 4.
I'm sorry. Give me 35. Real fast, nice and loud, real fast.
Hachaanakah, sir. The book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, and verse 35. Now when Lex saw his army put to flight, and the manliness of Judah's soldiers, and how they were ready either to live or die valiantly.
See that? That's men of God. They valiant, ready to live or die. Most of the time looking for death. Go ahead.
He went into Antioch and gathered together a company of strangers, and having made his army greater than it was, he proposed to come again into Judea. Verse 36. Then said Judas and his brethren, behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary.
Right. They discomfited him, meaning they went to war with them. You understand? You discomfort Esau when you take your identity back. You take on his identity and you start spreading this truth and spreading this gospel, brother, you discomfort Esau terribly. And at that time, they said, man, let's go back and build this temple back. Let's get us back. Go ahead,
Khan, sir. Verse 37. Upon this, all the hosts assembled themselves together and went into Mount Zion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altar profaned, and the gates burned up, and shrubs growing in the courts as in a forest, or in one of the mountains, yea, and the priests' chambers pulled down, they rent their clothes, and made great lamentation, and cast ashes upon their heads.
Brother, that is the whole point of a man of God. Like, can you see what we are suffering as a people? Like, when you look at it, do you look at it like, oh, I want to join that. I want some of that fun. Or do you look at it like how destroyed we are and we got to fix ourselves? This is how these brothers saw that. This is the way to see it. Go ahead,
and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces.
Fell down to their faces flat on the ground. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of you brothers and sisters see, especially after speaking, I know you see it. I know you see the spirit and the devastation on brothers and sisters. And I know you look at it like how horrible we are. What kind of horrible situation we in. That's how we should be looking at it. And here's the thing. I'm a confession good for the soul. I was a little bit in the mindset of everybody else, like you can't never fix us. That's the mindset of black people. Black people, oh, you can't never fix us. That's our mindset. Latinos as well. And I was in that mindset as a young man coming up, but only through this truth that I realized that ain't no mindset to be in. We can fix us. We can change the game. And we're changing the game right now. That's right. Damn right. Damn right. Let's keep going, y'all. 12 minutes.
And blew an alarm with the trumpets and cried toward heaven. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress.
That's what you've been appointed to do, brother. Lace up them boots, like Haas always say. Get this work done. Get it done. Go ahead.
Until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation.
That's right.
Such as had pleasure in the law.
Right. Good men, man. Blameless conversation. Men that were straight up. No games. No lies. Straight brothers, man. That's what the truth's supposed to do for you anyway. Truth's supposed to make you a straight up man. A man that tries to be, in the straight and narrow, tries to be just in everything that he does. Tries to be kind and careful with him and his. And strong and resistant to those who seek to step inside the Lord's house and do damage in here. You're supposed to be that man. Like young men, you're supposed to carry that balance as a man of the Most High. And sisters as well, which is what's happening. Some of the worst criminals in the world becoming some of the most righteous brothers. Right. Some of the most vicious sisters in the world becoming the most righteous sisters.
Right.
You understand? And let's face it, we just read about a priest of God that killed 2 people right on the altar. Right. He smoked 2 cats on the altar. He was so damn mad. Those are men of God. Right. Those are men of the Lord. And brother, that's the man you're supposed to be in here. You're supposed to be that dangerous man. Don't think you're supposed to be soft. You're supposed to be a dangerous man. Right. And that dangerous man is supposed to be restrained with the wisdom of the Lord. You understand? And dedicated to the building of this nation. That's a man of God. Some priests back then was no joke. You really, really reading about how we're to be. They didn't love the culture and identity. Just like Christ said. What did Christ say in the New Testament? Love not the world, nor the things in the world, Cap. You understand? Love of this world is enmity with the Lord. Them prophets and priests, they did not love this world. They did not love this world because they knew how evil and wicked these other nations were to the Lord's nation, man. They understood that. Go ahead. Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Go ahead.
First Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 43. Who cleansed the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place.
Right. Got all that stuff that they had violated, got it up out of there and threw it in a place where they considered it unclean, like a landfill. Right. Like threw it, like throwing it in a landfill. Go ahead, Doc.
And And when they had consulted what to do with the altar of the burnt offering, which was profane, they thought it best to pull it down.
Right. They thought it best to pull that thing down because these heathens that went in there and sacrificed pigs on it, set up the Zeus up inside the temple. They said, man, rip all this down. Rip it all down. Go ahead.
Lest it should be a reproach to them.
Lest what? Read it again.
Lest it should be a reproach to them.
Right. Lest it be something evil to come back against us with, man. Go ahead.
Because the heathen had defiled.
Right. They defiled. So they wasn't going to use it again. We becoming holy and cleansed, man, and new people. They won't be using us no more either. Go ahead.
Wherefore they pulled it down and laid up the stones in the mountains of the temple in a convenient place.
Show you how righteous these brothers were. They tore it down. They knew it was profane and tore it down, but they still put it somewhere so that they could decide what to do with it. Go ahead,
until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them. Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former. Verse 48. And made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple and had hollowed the courts.
Right. They made these things up and hollowed the courts. Right. And hollowed the courts. Made it all right again. Cleaned it up. Cast out all the heathen. Go ahead.
They made also new holy vessels. And into the temple they brought the candlestick.
Right. Brought that candlestick. That menorah you see sitting up there. Only that one was 4 or 5 feet high. That light coming in that temple, brother, said we was in business to serve the Most High. That temple being relit and re-cleansed up meant we was in business to serve the Most High. We was back to business, back to the righteous way of life, back to us and outside of the spirit of them. Go ahead,
And the altar of burnt offering and of incense and the table. Verse 50. And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple. Verse 51.
Lit up the whole temple. That's what this was about. We'd almost lost everything. Our identity, our culture, our temple, our laws. They was ripping up the books. Everything almost got wiped out. That's why I love this night. I love this night because, once again, when I come in this room and I see y'all all sitting in this room, I know that this temple is not destroyed.
Right.
This work of Christ is not wiped out. You understand? But this thing right here that the Lord has given us still exists and is thriving and going to be great before these heathens. Go ahead,
Verse 51.
let's get it in.
Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table.
That's
and,
right. Come on, I'm sorry.
And spread out the veils and finish all the works which they had begun to make. Verse 52.
Come on.
Now on the 5th and 20th day of the 9th month, which is called the month of Tebeth, in the 148th year, they rose up betimes in the morning and offered sacrifice according to the law.
And that's what we would be doing tonight. We would be offering sacrifice tonight, but of course we know that Christ died and became the ultimate sacrifice. So now we rehearse this act. They got up during this time in the wintertime and remembered this horrific event that took place. Remembered what happened to us. Which is once again why the scriptures is so important to us. Because the scriptures is what is allowing us to remember what happened to us. Like, you don't need a whole lot of motivation when you begin to read about something that happened to you. Go talk to somebody when something horrible happened to their family. They're going to remember that story. They're going to talk about that story. They're going to remember every evil act that was done to them, and they're going to make sure they do exactly what they got to do for that act to never happen again. Well, you learning this story and getting this knowledge is supposed to make you say, yo, I got to give my life to return this kingdom and never, ever, ever allow nobody to destroy it again. I see what could have happened. You know what I'm saying? I see how we could have lost it all. I see what another nation does. That's why the worst thing, when you read these scriptures out, the worst thing that could ever happen to a people is when you go into captivity under another. Right. Once you lose your land and you in captivity under another, I don't care how much money you got in this empire. You and your people are in the most vulnerable and worst position in the earth. That's why they say, well, you got rich ball players, you got rich wealthy people. They just took $75 million from Kanye West. Who gives a damn how much money you got when they can turn a switch and take all your money from you if you want to? That's captivity. That means somebody else is ruling over you. So it don't matter what you got. It's the worst thing that can happen to you. And brother, these stories right here encourage us to never let that happen to us. To never let you walk in the mindset of a slave. To never let you think it's okay to be in captivity. To never take on the mindset that they took on when we left Egypt, when they said, let's go back to Egypt where we had the flesh pots. You're supposed to be a man of God. Once again, it's why the Lord made a law against it. It's supposed to be in us, like being under another man is the worst thing we could ever be. I'm meaning the heathen. You understand? Let's finish it. I'm in more 3 minutes, yo.
Upon the new altar of burnt offerings, which they had made. Verse 54. Look at what time and what day the heathen had profaned it. Even in that was it dedicated with songs and citars and harps and with cymbals. Verse 55. Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success. Verse 56. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days.
We should pray for that success. I pray for thousands of camps to wake up in this church. And tens of thousands of brothers to come back and serve Yahweh Shah, man. And to bring us into that right spirit, man. And sisters as well. Go ahead, come on with it.
And offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance in praise. They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold and with shields, and the gates and the chambers they renewed and hanged doors upon them. The book of 1 Maccabees chapter 4.
And remember, as we read about building this temple up, now we got Yahweh Shah. One greater than the temple is here now, which is why we should be uplifting everything he laid down for us as a people and making ourselves great again. You understand? Making ourselves great again. Like now's the time for us to be selfish about us. We've served every nation on this earth. We made them all great. We've given them everything they want, down to our babies in the abortion clinic. They're now studying how to take our genes and put it in them. They want to take our genes, all the good genes they claim, all the athletic genes, all the genes with melanin. How many of y'all know how much melanin goes for on the open market? Who knows how much gold goes for? Anybody? How much is gold per ounce on the open market? $1,800 per Troy ounce for gold. Who knows how much melanin goes for on the open market? Anybody? You know he invests. he said per ounce. He said per Troy ounce. Like he counts that. He counting that growth. Let go. I got a better investment than gold. Do you know melanin from our skin goes for $14,000 an ounce? Go look it up on the open market. And let me tell you why. You want to hear something real crazy? The melanin in your skin works kind of like a plant does when a plant gets the sun rays and it changes the chemical makeup so the plant can eat it and grow. Well, your skin does something similar. And guess what Esau is trying to do? He's trying to use your melanin to get tiny nanoparticles to react a certain way in the body because of the melanin to try to so-called create ways to end diseases. So it's so expensive. I know it sounds complicated. It's so expensive what he's doing that he is collecting black people's melanin and trading it on the open market. Don't nobody go sell your melanin. I know some brothers like 14 an ounce. 14. I had to come see them. Keep your melanin in your skin, man. All right. But that's what they're doing on the open market. Come on with it. I'm finishing it up, y'all. Give me 5 and we done. Come on.
1 Maccabees chapter 4 and verse 58. Thus was there very great gladness among the people.
We were lifted up, man. We were glad in that day, really glad. There's nothing greater than to have a nation where you don't have to be afraid going out your house. You don't have to be afraid that tomorrow this nation might decide to pass a law or rule to change your life. And here's the worst part about it, me personally burns me up, is that right now, in 2 days, Monday night, sundown, millions of so-called Jews are going to celebrate your holiday. And they're going to talk about your battle. They're going to talk about how you became victorious. And they are going to be encouraged by it. They are going to be motivated by it. Come on out the way, you understand? They are going to be motivated by it. They're going to be lifted up by it. And they're going to feel like it's their struggle. They're going to feel like it's that they need to do that. And guess what? Nobody's going to call them a racist for saying these things I said tonight. When they have it in that, when they in that synagogue, you're going to be able to turn it on YouTube, and they're going to say these things I'm saying, and even worse. Their rabbi's going to be like, let's get rid of all these Palestinians. Let's cleanse the land. They're going to be like, we should kill them all. They be saying it on YouTube and all that, and it don't never get censored. But yours does. You want to be a free people of the Lord. That gets censored. Right. But them, it don't get censored. It ain't no problem for them. Come on with it. Finish me up, and then I just want to, I'm hoping we could all get together on a prayer, maybe two. Go ahead.
On that, the reproach of the heathen was put away. Verse 59.
Right. The reproach of the heathen was put away, which is what should be our, that's Christ's goal. Went on that cross, man, to put the reproach of these heathens away, to get these heathens out from being able to use and abuse us as a people. You got more, or we done? Come on.
Moreover, Judas and his brethren, with the whole congregation of Israel, ordained the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season. They ordained it, and brother Christ kept it 197 years later. Christ kept that dedication. It wasn't until 70 AD, in the fall of Jerusalem, that dedication ended. And let me tell you something. If you ever thought that you was a nobody in the Israelite school of UPK, I'm here to let you know, 70 AD, they destroyed that temple and the dedication stopped. And guess what? 2,000 years later, Christ has risen you up, and this dedication is going on tonight before the Lord. You understand? I'm going to stop it right there, man, but I'm going to ask you, Diane, I'm going to ask all of us, man. We can have two prayers. The prayer of the curses that we do on the Passover. You know the one I'm talking about? Huh? Yeah, the one that we have written out. That one, but before you do that, I want you to go back, if you will, with me to Second Maccabees. I want to say 2. No, I got that wrong. You know the one Mattathias, the prayer he gave up. Y'all know the one I'm talking about? Anybody? I'll pull it up for you real quick and we'll be done. Anybody know it? Mattathias' prayer, where is that? All right, give me them curses. We gonna do this, y'all? I can't see to find it. I gotta find it. All right. I imagine.
Is it what's my 10?
The one where it says he said this prayer that he brought up. It's right after he went Adam, he said this prayer. I had it.
It's all like this.
Let me see. How's it start?
It says, remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea, and when Pharaoh pursued them with an army. Lord, therefore, let us cry out to heaven.
Yeah, stop right there. We're gonna do that. Matter of fact, you're gonna lead it, all right? All right, give you Daya a quick break right quick. Oh, Salaki. East is this side. My bad. Hey, if y'all in the back, come on and join us on this. Stop. Everybody back in the back, come on up here in the front. Join us. This is for every brother and sister. This is for every brother and sister that's lost in this kingdom, who have no identity, no culture, and have taken on the brutal, evil identity and culture of Esau. This is for them. This is for them to come out of the world and come back to us, all 12 tribes. Go ahead, Nata.
Come on, Hunter.
Let's repeat after him.
First Maccabees 4:9. Remember how our fathers
were delivered in the Red Sea.
When Pharaoh pursued them. With an army. Now. Therefore. Let us cry unto heaven. And pre-adventure. The Lord will have mercy upon us. And remember the covenant of our fathers. And destroy this host before our face this day. That so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel.
Is there more, or is that at the end of it? Okay, is that the end of the prayer, or the prayer goes on? That's it. Okay, you got the curses, you die? Go ahead.
God, prayer for the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment. And destruction. And death. To the heathen. That speak against us. Like prophets. The teachers. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment. And destruction. And death. To the heathen. And shake loose. The pockets. Of the rich of Israel. And refuse to get to the school. Force their riches. To enter. To thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment. And destruction. And death. To the Edomites. And the nations. And their brothers. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinhead. Posse Comitatus. The Gable. The Lesbian Movement. Slavs. Workers of witchcraft. Master Space Program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. Cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of hate of thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift death. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. We're trying to stop us. We're broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terror. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth. And destroy. Cause the terror. Come against America. be spread through the media throughout the world. Cause the shaking thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it.
So, at that time, we are done. Let's get it in, bro. No. Turn these lights off. What's up, Cat?
Yeah, we know this. We might have to print something next year.
Yeah, you right. I expected to be like this.
Yeah.
It might be nice too to rent the spot, you know what I mean?
Everybody seems like everybody wants birds, especially.
That'll be good. That's a good idea. Remember that for next year, right?
We can make it into something.
Yeah. Especially if we got it all night. Like, hey, you're dying. I'm telling them now, listen, hey, you're dying. You're dying. Hey, you're dying. Salah. Need you to put the music on. Salah. Need you to put some music on.